morning, everybody. Welcome to or welcome back to Figs Outside. So, pretty excited for this. It is the Work Sharp knife and tool sharpener. I've been looking at these for a little while. They're pretty expensive, but they have a lot of awesome reviews. One of my buddies said to get one. It's pretty amazing. So, anyway, let's go ahead and open her up. That. There it is. The Work Sharp Knife and Tool Sharpener Ken Onion Edition. Top of the line knife sharpener will sharpen every knife you own. Craft the perfect edge using an adjustable precision sharpening guide 15 to 30 degrees. Variable speed motor with flexible abrasive belts. So anyway, here's what it kind of looks like. So yeah, let's check this out. Like I said, they're about 125 bucks anywhere you look. Amazon, through the company. Let's see. So we got the user guide, and it looks like some stickers. Oh, this is pretty nice. So real quick, this is a deal. It's the quick start guide, and it tells you blade placement, power and pull, stop on belt, power off, and how not to heat up your knife. Anyway, we'll take a closer look at that once we start going. So we got that. We got a small thing of the abrasive belts. Oh yeah, that's kind of nice. They're they got the grit listed on them. This one is really fine. It actually feels like a thing of denim. We got the next abrasive one, the 945, a medium, and a fine. So those are the belts. And here we go. What else? So here it is. This is it right here. Pretty awesome. Pretty small, pretty lightweight. Let's take a closer look at this, huh? So here we go. What I really like about this piece right here is that it shows you the color of the belts and the grit, and that goes along with the colors of the belts on this as well. It also has, it tells you what knife are you sharpening, whether it's serrated, hunting, or pocket, and then also a kitchen or a fillet knife, and then it says, you know, how bad is your blade, worthless, dull, butchered, same thing, blunted, dull, neglected, dull, and then it tells you what belt and approximately how many strokes per each side. So that's pretty awesome. And another thing that I really like, of course, it's also got the warranty registration card that's on the back side of the little stickers here. Looking up in the instruction manual here, it tells you all the parts and the pieces of the sharpener. And then once again, it tells you the belts. And then it tells you here on setting up your tool and then knowing your knife. And so that's pretty sweet. It's got your kitchen knives, your outdoor knives, and then the blade styles. And then yeah, it just goes on to show you how to do it. So that's pretty awesome. So enough of that. So this here is how you set your degrees. We could, as you move this, I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe if we turn it this way, you can see it a little better. So as you move that degree dial, you can see that these wings here, they adjust. They get closer and wider. And see there, you can see that. So 15 degrees. And as we adjust it, you can see that wing moving, or the guide, I should say, the sharpening guide. So there's that. That's pretty awesome. And that's the trigger here, and that adjusts the speed. And so as you push that, you can adjust the speed by this, and that locks the trigger in place. So once you have the speed set, it continues to run. You don't have to sit there and hold the trigger. That'd be kind of silly. And then right here is this piece right here. So these roll right here. They're rollers, and that's what you're going to pull your knife across. That's going to set that, so you can see the tension of the belt right there. And then how you do this, you just pull it out, twist that, lift that, and the belt will slide off and takes the tension off the belt. So, and this one here is a 65 course. So, yeah, anyway, let's go with, I'm gonna leave this one on, actually, now that I think about it. Lift that lever, or that wheel, pull that, set that back in there. Nice, ready to go. And also, what's pretty sweet is it tells you also the angle of the blade that it needs to be set at for your knife. So I brought a kitchen knife, and it's an old one. It's pretty dull. It's been heavily used, beat up. It's, yeah, just kind of one that sits in the back of the drawer. So anyway, we got that set because it's pretty boogered up. So it's pretty butchered. So we're gonna set it at 20 degrees, and then this is the belts that we're gonna want to use. But I'm gonna skip some of these and go right to this belt, and then we'll finish it off with the fine. We're not gonna go super fine, but we'll go to the next one, which will be this one right here, the medium fine. So anyway, I'm gonna get this plugged in, and I'm gonna read the instructions or the how-to manual, and then I'll get right back with you guys. All right, guys, so I just kind of skimmed through the instruction manual really quick and just kind of got to know the edges, or the parts. So, of course, this is the adjustable trigger. That's the blade guide. That's the blade adjustment for the angle of the blade. And so as I was talking, what I was talking about earlier is the blade speed. So the trigger sets the blade speed. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but as I lock it, this trigger on the bottom has a plus or minus. And so as we lock that blade in there, we can speed up the blade, or we can back it way down. And so that's low setting, and then in the guide, I wanted a medium setting. And also another thing, this piece right here is set so you can set the tracking of the sanding belt right there. It's kind of like a belt sander. You got an adjustment on it to where you can get that belt to walk which in every direction. So I'll show you guys that really quick. So as I push this, lift it back, and you can see it slowly walking that blade out, and then I can walk it back in. And so I want to get it as center as possible. It's got little teeth on it, so it sets it. So there's that. And now let's take a look at this paper here. So here's the paper, here's the knife. This is just a piece of butcher paper. It's a Japanese stainless, like I said, just an old beat up knife. But it just wants to shred that paper. It just wants to rip it. You know, it is not sharp at all. It would not shave you. It's about as sharp as a butter knife. So let's check out and see what this thing could do. So I already got it set to the medium, and then you want to pull the blade along the rollers. We got it set at 20 degrees, which is what they call for. So set that here so the paper doesn't blow away. And we're going to do 4 strokes per side, and then I'll feel it. We'll see if it gets a nice little burr on the edge, and then we'll switch it over and we'll go to the next medium. So this one here is the 65, then we'll go to the 22, and then the fine. And we're going to do the same. We'll do 4 strokes each side per each belt. So let's get it going. So here's what we're running right here. And so we're going to set it flat against that guide, and then we're just going to drop it in there, and you're just just want to set it. You don't want to really put any pressure on it, and you're just going to pull it through pretty quick so you don't develop a lot of heat in the blade. So you want to be sure where it's at, your bevel. You don't want to go too far in there. So you want to just set it in there, first side, and just pull it across. Do the same thing. Keep a little bit of pressure on there. And then the tip of the blade, you're going to want to put the tip about halfway through. You don't want to drag it all the way across. Now we're going to switch sides. Place it on there. See right there. And you can see that belt flexing with it. I lost count. I think that was 3. We'll do one more. I'm sure there's better ways to do this. There's people who've used them. This is my first time using one, so it's all on a learning curve, you know? So there it is. We got a little bit of dust built up on the table, but not much, so you probably don't want to do it in your kitchen where you're going to be prepping food and whatnot. You're going to want to do it somewhere separate, and then just wipe it up afterward. So the blade is not hot at all. So let's go ahead and switch that out. So we're going to take that, lift it, and then we're going to lift that, pull the blade off the belt off the top. Let's go with this next one. Tuck it in there. Make sure everything's set well. You can turn the machine on. Blade belt seems to be spinning true. So let's continue on. Probably should be wearing safety glasses with this, but I'm not. Give me one more pass on this side. So like I said, there's a little bit of dust, you can see it. and that's going to be some of the grit off the belt, and then most of it's going to be from the belt. So it's already sharpening up. It's actually, the bevels are equaling out on each side, which they weren't before. They were kind of jagged from using the old, like the sharpening rod, like you see them. Anyway, so yeah, sharpening up. Let's go ahead and do a few more. Turn it up a little bit. Not too much. Alright, so we're going to go to the next one. Slide the belt off. Let's go to this next one. So I probably should have did the extra course on the first one. It probably would have been a little better, but we don't want to take too much time and eat up too much of your guys' screen time with this. Make sure everything's nice and square. I'm gonna forget our little roller guide here. Yeah, that's beginning to be pretty sharp. And so that was just 4 to 5 strokes on each side. Cleaned up the edges really, really well. And it actually starting to put a point on this knife, which it did not have before. It was really blunted. So that's actually getting to be really, really sharp. If I actually did probably 8 strokes with each belt that I should have, it probably would have been super, super sharp. Scary sharp, but it is really sharp right now. Let's check it out. So we got the butcher paper once again, and check that out. Oh, I don't want to stay. Actually, yeah, getting there. Getting there. A little bit of wind, but still tearing in some spots. I'm not very good at this part, but it would have never even done that before. Not even close. So, still fairly dull, but it's actually pretty sharp. spend a little time with it, and then I'm going to go back and redo it a couple more times, and then I'll come right back to you guys. All right? We'll check it out. I'm going to do I'm actually going to go back to the course. I'm going to do 3 more per side and work my way through. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, and then we'll come back and we'll see how sharp it really is. So I went ahead and hit it a few more times, and I actually finished off with the purple one, which is the polishing belt on that work sharp. And this thing it's pretty sharp. Not gonna lie, it could get a lot better, especially if you had like a leather strobe. It would be absolutely razor scary sharp. It's very sharp right now, and I mean it's crazy sharp. Yeah, the thing is pretty awesome, as you can see. As you can see. So anyway, pretty awesome machine. I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch it, and if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and it just kind of gives me more encouragement to continue making videos. Yeah, thank you once again, and I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.